Hello there! Today is recapping day 46 of working on a currently untitled project, so let's hop right in. So, yesterday I spent all day figuring out the bugs around, the hit stop because it was not behaving very well. This is obviously a very exaggerated example of hit stop, but you can see now that it is working correctly. It's not stuttering, it's not, doing small steps, it's properly slowing the game down. And there are no other bugs with the UI or the player or camera being weird. Yeah, that was all of yesterday. So if you're just here for the core stuff, feel free to click off. If you want us to be rambled for a bit and go into some details, feel free to stick around. So, the reason why there were problems, is because Physics.Simulate, I found out, does not call fixed update. Fixed update will happen regardless of when Physics.Simulate is called when you are calling Physics.Simulate via script rather than having it being called normally. So that means that the camera script was still on fixed update, and so sometimes the player wouldn't move between two fixed updates, and so the camera would move twice, and that caused a jitter. Sometimes the player would move twice and before the camera moved, and that would cause a jitter. So the solution is to instead create your own physics update function and attach it to whenever the physics gets simulated, and just pass in the delta time there. Yeah. If I just read the manual, that could have saved me like hours of work, because I was nearly pulling my hair out over this. So, lesson learned. When in doubt, when you're dealing with something, just read the manual first and just see if there's anything that you missed, because sometimes that will be very informative. So yeah, the player also needs to hook into the same thing and use a physics update function rather than fixed update. Yeah. For that matter, most everything is going to need to do this if I want it to be correct, quote unquote. So, let me see. Yeah. Because like all the enemies use fixed update as well, I'm going to need to get into the finite state machine thing that I downloaded and just add in another, on physics update and, attach that function there for everything and so on and so forth. Same basic process for everything. And yeah, just anything that has updates in the fixed update function just need to instead hook onto this guy instead. It's going to be tedious, so I'm going to hold off on that for the time being, and just test out with CrunchyFox whether or not this actually is an effect that we want to have, or if we're fine just freezing the game entirely. Because if we're fine freezing the game entirely, then we don't need to do this. We don't need to manually simulate physics. But it's if we want to slow down the timescale to between 0 and 1, that's when we need to have physics manually simulated, because we'll want to have time steps of physics that are not the standard, 60th of a second time slice. Yeah. My only other thing for today, for yesterday rather, is remember to take your afternoon medications, because if you don't, you might just feel bad for the rest of the day, and it may end up being a less productive day than you hoped. Yeah. If you have any comments, questions, ideas, or anything else on your mind, leave a comment below. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.